Hello, my lovelies. So, today I'm going to be taking you through my July plan with me, and I honestly feel like Superwoman at the minute, like a really, really tired Superwoman. Ridley's currently in hospital. If you don't know about it, you can check it out in another video. I'll link it in the icon thingy because I just haven't got the energy to go through it all right now. But yeah, I've been back and forwards to the hospital for over a week and functioning on very little sleep. So I wasn't sure whether I'd get this video out, but I've done my best and here it is. So I wanted something really, really simple. Other than this page, you can see in the corner here, I used a reference from Pinterest of a tattoo because I decided to do butterflies as my theme because I thought I can do really, really simple things. So I'm relying more on the colour scheme and the sort of faux calligraphy lettering because I cannot for the life of me do real calligraphy. I've tried, I just can't get on with those brush pens. So I've also got a video to show you how I do that and give you some tips and tricks for the best possible way I found to improve quickly on my calligraphy skills without it being actual calligraphy. So I shall link that one as well. In this month's plan with me, I've got 3 different spreads, and I'm really looking forward to showing you them because they're different. So I've got a new monthly spread, I've got a new I'm really excited about using my new sort of everything tracker to track my health and my habits and all that sort of thing. And then I'm changing. Oh, and I've also got a sort of running task list thingy-mabobby that was inspired by Plant-Based Bride that I will be able to then sort of transfer and incorporate into my weekly setups. So, firstly, we've got my new monthly setup page thingy. What I've done is I've moved things around. I've kept mostly the same elements as I've been using in my other monthly setups, but I've also given myself a column for gratitude because I was finding that I wasn't checking my monthly log setup thingy my bobby as often as I should be, and then I'd sort of miss a couple of things that I'd maybe put in it and notes I'd put for myself later on in the month. So this way I have to look at this every single day because that's when I'm going to be filling out my gratitude. And also I've still got my all my little references for like a month in a view for all the things that are going on that month, because I think it's really nice to sort of be able to look back on the month and see everything at a glance, what happened, how you were feeling, what you were learning, all that sort of thing. So you'll see that down on the right hand side in a minute. I've also given my space I've also given myself space for some goals, and then the very top most important tasks that I'm going to need to get done in the month, just to keep them fresh in my mind and know that if nothing else gets done, those are the ones that I need to see ticked off by the end of the month. The goals section I have given myself, split it into the categories that are most important to me. And I'm going to write a brief description of what I would like to achieve overall in this month, which is going to be handy for my sort of in my my brain's gone dead. I'm also on caffeine tablets again. Like I say, yesterday I was on caffeine tablets. I can't believe how much I got done yesterday. I managed to film 3 videos, including this one. I filmed my productivity tracker thingy because so many people have asked me how that works and what icons to use and that sort of thing. You'll see that on the next page. I also filmed a couple of videos for my Patreon, which I haven't edited yet, but I've done it so that I should be able to just edit it in peace in hospital while Ridley's asleep. I've also managed to send off 2 of my patron pen pal letters and get them written and sent off, so that was good. So yeah, between no sleep, seeing Ridley in huge amounts of pain and the trauma of that, honestly, it just keeps repeating on me. Even when I'm not with him, it just keeps flashing back. It's awful. But yeah, we've also emptied out my shop today, my sewing shop. So I've got a hell of a lot done. So I must thank the caffeine tablets because that's the only thing I can put it down to. Not that I take them very often, I only take them in emergencies, but I wanted to get these videos out and I wanted to make sure I'm providing you with content and things. So bear with me if it's not the best quality it's ever been, but I've done my best and I'm proud of myself, if I do say so myself. So, like I say, with this productivity tracker setup, I'm not going to go into it here. You've probably seen it before if if you're not new to my channel. But I will link it, the living I will link the proper video for this, the dedicated one for this actual spread, in the description and in the eye icon. So for anybody that wants more information about it, that's where you should go.
Okay, so I forgot to turn my camera back on to film all of this one, but actually it's not a bad idea because I can talk you through how this works. So on the right hand side we've got my everything tracking notes. So you'll see in this month I write down all sorts of different things that might have affected my mood or my pain or my stress, anything like that. Like I've got like any days that I was feeling sick, any days I felt poorly, whether or not I had rest or exercise, that sort of thing. Anything that could possibly affect these things will go in here. And then up here I used to have all these sections so that I could see where I'm at, and then I had a separate habit tracker here. But I'm getting a bit bored of the same layouts, so I wanted to change things a little bit, and I also wanted to condense just my layouts a little bit. So I've got my habit tracking just here, and I've sort of condensed the habits that I'm using. And then I still have all the things I was tracking, but I've got them with different bullet points. So it will be an empty circle for pain, a filled in one for stress, and then I'm going to use this Tombow to sort of do a bar graph for my mood. So the higher the bar is, the better my mood, and the lower the bar is, the worse my mood. So I'll be able to track 3 different things here and then sort of have all the different lines for it. I've also got my energy levels, my productivity, and my sleep. Now I've done up to 12 on here because I'm going to need enough space for doing how much sleep I'm going to have. Then as usual I've got my normal habit tracking, and then down here I've got the hours that I'm spending doing different things. So I've got work, home, kids, me, rest, and Lee. So I'm someone who needs to take a lot of rest and a lot of naps to keep me functioning because of the fatigue and stuff. And also I want to make sure I'm spending enough time with Lee and the kids, and that I'm balancing that with work. And then just make sure I'm staying on top of stuff at home. I started that one last month, and I am so enjoying using this. This is what it ends up looking like. I had a big gap here because I just sort of fell off the wagon a little bit, so none of that's filled in, but then I went back to here. And obviously kids is spending a lot of hours because I'm in the hospital with Ridley a lot at the minute. So yeah, that is how my new habit tracking layout setup is working for me this month, and I really like it. I like the look of this spread, and I'm looking forward to using it because, like I say, I was just getting so bored of the same sort of layouts, so I have tried something a little different. So I'll keep you updated on how that goes. Okay, next page.
If you're curious about why I track so much stuff, if you're new to my channel, it's because I have fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue, and tracking those things help me sort of monitor it and sort of ease the symptoms a little bit. Oh, Frutella, I could do with one of those now. So this next page, I've got my feeling spread, so I write down how I felt that day. And then on the opposite side, I've got my today, which is I just write in what I did that day, because I use my planner as a planner and sort of like a diary journal thing. I like to keep it all in one place. The other good thing about it is, with having chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia, my memory is not the best. So it's nice to be able to look back and remember what I've actually been doing and how I've been spending my time and how I've been feeling overall in a month, and if there's anything I need to do about it, or if I'm just, can just look and can enjoy be nostalgic. On the next page, I've got a space to write advice for myself for tomorrow and successes. So the advice, I used to use improvements. It was improvements, things that I could do better. But I felt like I was a bit judgy of myself when I was doing that. So I thought it'd be nicer to give myself a piece of advice for the next day. The successes, for me personally, it's really important to see what I'm doing well and how I'm achieving my goals, or even if it's something really simple, especially on the days where I'm feeling, not so good about myself. I can look back at it and look at all the things I've achieved, even if it's something small, and not particularly meaningful to somebody else. Maybe it took a lot of effort for me to do that. Like maybe some days it's really hard to take a shower or make myself a meal. So yeah, those are those ones. On the page I'm doing now, this is my rolling task list. I'll have a step-by-step slow-mo real-time talking video about this on my Patreon page for my patrons. Excuse me, about how I'm going to use this and what it's for. And I'm so excited to use this because it means I'm not going to constantly shifting stuff from place to place. It's going to give me a really good overview of what I need to get done, when it needs to be done, and what I've achieved. So I'm so looking forward to using that one. This page is my relationship care spread, and it's a condensed version. I don't know if you've seen my other video. I did a whole big relationship spread that someone requested me to design, so I've got a separate video on that one, but I didn't need all the sort of things I'd included in that one, so I've really condensed this one because I did enjoy taking the time out to actually sit and analyze. Sounds a bit not very nice, but just sit and think about my relationship and how it is and where it's going and what we can improve on. And if it's going great, it reminds me to be so grateful for how well things are going. So I have really enjoyed this spread, and also it's a nice little space just for me and Lee in my planner, so I like it. On the left hand side, I've given I've given myself space for notes, anything that doesn't fit in the other places, categories, stuff that I've got in my planner. And then I've got a place to write down any notes or ideas or things I want to talk about in my August plan with me, or anything I want to design, or that sort of thing. I wanted to say, I reply to comments and I put X's on the end of my comments, because in Britain it's a really common thing to put X's, and they're like kisses at the end of something. You would never ever put it in something formal. That would be quite awkward. You'd never send it to your boss or the tax man or anything like that. But for friends and family and people that you care about and love, you put an X, or two or three on the end of the message, and it's like a nice way to say goodbye to someone. So if I don't do that, I feel like I'm being really rude. I suppose it's just like putting the phone down on someone if I don't add it. It's a weird British thing. But I've noticed Americans don't tend to do it. So if you're noticing I'm putting X's on the ends of my messages when I reply to people, that's what that is. It's me saying, love you, bye. So that's the end of this month's plan with me. I did it! Yay! If I'm not overly religious, but I do appreciate prayers. So if anybody could send out some prayers and good thoughts for my little Ridley, that would be really, really appreciated. If you like this video, like and subscribe, blah, 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 all that stuff. You can check out my Patreon, my Facebook, and my Instagram. The links will be in the description. Again, the rolling task list was inspired by Plant-Based Bride. She's got some fantastic spreads. And I think that's everything I wanted to say to you all. Yeah, it is. I'm done. Hope you all have a fantastic July, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!